Greetings to all the learners. I am Pallavi Tandon, Faculty of English at SRN International School, Jagatpura, Jaipur. I welcome you all to the official YouTube channel of SRN International School. Today, we will be learning about one of the most popular story, The Portrait of a Lady, by famous author Khushwant Singh. This is the first chapter of NCERT textbook Hornbill of Grade 11th. The Portrait of a Lady is a part of an autobiography by Khushwant Singh. In this story, the author draws a heart-rendering pen portrait of his grandmother. The writer tells us the story of his childhood that he had spent with his grandmother. He beautifully unfolds their relationship and how it undergoes several changes. In other words, the story is a warm tribute from a grandson to his grandmother. Before we proceed towards the summary of the story, let us know about the renowned author Khushwant Singh. An Indian writer and journalist, he was born in 1915 in Punjab and died on March 20th, 2014 in New Delhi. Much of Khushwant Singh's work, however, featured his wry sense of humor. After he graduated in 1934 from Government College, Lahore, he studied law at King's College, London. His first story collection, The Mark of Vishnu, and Other Stories was published in London in 1950. Other famous works are I Shall Not Hear the Nightingale, a novel, The Company of Women, and The Sunset Club. He served as editor of the Illustrated Weekly of India and of the daily newspaper Hindustan Times. Singh was awarded with prestigious Padma Bhushan and Padma Vibhushan. The story revolves around the theme of innocence, friendship, love, connection, kindness, generosity, respect, and acceptance, and special bond between grandson and his grandmother. The Portrait of a Lady is written in the biographical mode. All the beautiful and emotional moments are present in this summary. In this story, the writer gives a complete description of his grandmother with whom he had a long association. Khushwant Singh recalls his grandmother as a short, fat, and slightly bent. Her silver hair was scattered untidily on her wrinkled and puckered face. She staggered around the house in white clothes, with one hand resting on her waist and the other telling the beads of a rosary. Her calm face has been compared as winter landscape. Khushwant Singh remembers her as not very pretty, but always beautiful. Khushwant Singh has beautifully divided the story in three phases. The first phase begins during their long stay in the village. Grandmother used to wake him up in the morning, prepared his breakfast, and accompanied him to school. While he studied, she read the scriptures in the temple attached to the school. On their way back home, she fed stale chapatis to stray dogs. Then one day, they were called by author's parent to stay in city. The turning point in their relationship came when they went to live in the city. The second phase began when the author went to a city school in a motor bus and studied English. He was taught lessons in science and mathematics. He was taught the law of gravity, Archimedes' principle, and many more things which he could not understand at all. Grandmother could no longer accompany him to school nor help him in his studies. She was distressed that there was no teaching of God and scriptures at city school. Instead, her grandson was given music lessons, which according to her was not meant for gentlefolk. But she said nothing. The third phase began when Khushwant Singh went to a university. He was given a separate room. The common link of their friendship was snapped. Grandmother rarely talked to anyone. She spent most of her time sitting beside her spinning wheel, reciting prayers and feeding the sparrows in the afternoon. That used to be the best half hour of the day. Grandmother's positive approach is depicted beautifully in the story. When the author left for abroad, grandmother, in spite of getting disturbed, rather she saw him off at the railway station. The narrator thought it was his last meeting with her, but contrary to his thinking, when he returned after a span of 5 years, grandmother was there at the station to receive him. She celebrated the occasion by singing songs of the homecoming of warriors with the ladies of the neighborhood. She constantly played an old dilapidated drum, and that led to overexertion. And because of exertion, next morning she got ill. Although the doctor said that it was a mild fever and would go away soon, but grandmother could foresee that her end was approaching. She stopped talking to anyone. She lay peacefully in bed, praying and telling the beads till her lips stopped moving and the rosary fell from her lifeless fingers. After noticing grandmother lying on the floor, covered with red shroud, thousands of sparrows flew in and sat scattered around her body quietly to mourn her death. There was no chirruping, and when Khushwant Singh's mother threw breadcrumbs to the sparrows, they took no notice of the bread. They flew away quietly. And when the dead body of grandmother was carried away for last rites, these birds also flew away very peacefully and they never returned back. Grandmother had a beautiful bond between them and loved each other a lot. The story tells us how beautiful a relation can become between a grandson and his grandmother. Hence, the moral of the story is the sweet companionship of the grandmother and the author. Author learned the lesson of compassion, ethics, and solace. I hope this subject video will help you in understanding the chapter in a better way. If you have found it helpful, kindly like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.